Okay, so I turned the center part of the film off, and I just got the two little ends because these are the easier ones to start with here. And what I want to do is take my magic wand too, okay, and I'm going to make sure I have one of these right or left layers selected, okay. And so if I got the right, I need to click on the black inside of that layer, okay. And so what I want to do is I want to fill this with this color here, okay. And so to do that easily, you can go to Edit, Fill, then you can fill with foreground color, okay. Hit OK, and so you have that area there, okay. Now this film part of the film strip is kind of that same color too. So with my magic wand, I'm just going to click into that white spot, okay, and I go to Edit, Fill with foreground color, and I have that there, okay. So now I go to Select, Deselect, then I'll go over to the left film and do the exact same thing. So I'm going to select the black here, Edit, Fill, foreground color, then I'll select this part here, Edit, Fill, foreground color, okay. So now we get to the hard part. So I get that little deselect off of there, and then I'm going to go to the center film. The center film piece of film does a little bit more than the little two end pieces. So I'm going to pull that down, and I'm going to get the celebrity kind of out of the way, but I'm using this as a guide to kind of see what I got going on, okay. So you see we have some kind of orangey color here, orangey color there, and it kind of makes a little gradient, but not really. But so we're gonna treat this kind of like that. So we're probably gonna do a couple of different colors here. So the first thing I'm gonna do here, same thing I did with the other film. I'm gonna select the center film layer, take my magic wand, click here, okay, and I'm gonna fill this with the foreground color. Okay, now what I need to do is individually get those white pieces out, okay. I don't want these to come anywhere. I only want the big pieces, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is deselect, okay. Then I'm going to select this square. I'm going to hold down my shift key, select this square, select this square, and this square. That way these are all separate, okay. And then to make sure they stay separate, I'm going to go to my layers palette here, make a new layer, and just make sure that these are on the same separate layer here. So here when I hit Fill, Edit, Fill, well, we can fill with foreground color or whatever, it doesn't matter. You see those on the same thing. Now what I'm going to do is turn that center film off. So now we're just dealing with these one individual pieces, okay? Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. Now we could leave this like this, or we can go into our area here and fill each one of these things. Now, we can fill it with a gradient. You have a gradient up here where you can do a gradient, take your gradient and then just drag from side to side. You can do that. Or you can do the layer styles. I think this with the gradients would be easier because you don't have to worry about doing anything extra except selecting the squares, okay. So let me undo this and get the right color combination, and then we can do that. So that first one is going to be a little gold. So let's go up here to our foreground background color, and for the white is, I want to just take the eyedropper and I'm gonna put that gold there. So now when I select my gradient, it's going to make a mixture of that color, okay. Since I only got this one square selected, I'm just going to drag with my gradient tool like this, okay. So bring it on. It looks like a little bit more yellow like that, okay. So now I'm going to go here, deselect. Okay. Select my magic wand, select this. Then I need a little bit more reddish in there so I can take my gradient again. I can go this way, go that way. About like so. So you want to have a little bit more of the reddish color, then you have the gold there. Okay. Same thing here. I think I'm going to leave this one as is. Then I go to the next one here. Have more of the gold. And all I'm doing is just dragging with the gradient tool. I'm not doing anything extra. Now, the key is I need to make sure that I select these squares. Because if I don't select the squares and I take my gradient tool and I drag out, so let me deselect this. So if I don't have anything selected, I take the gradient tool and drag out, this is what's going to happen. I don't want that to happen. So I want to make sure that I have this selected, okay? And then take the gradient tool, give a little bit. So we're going to go to yellow this way. A bit more there. Okay. And so then I turn in the center fill background there. Make sure I turn that part off. Hold off the star there. We might want to make the star a little bit bigger. Right. And then let's turn on the celebrity theater. Okay. So let's get this out the way here. And my star, like I said, needs to be a little bit bigger. I'm just going to do select with a Command T, and then just bring that up a little bit. So just Command T and just make that larger. Okay. Now, if you want to have a background color, you can, but you can leave this just like this. It can be all be white or whatever, but this is fine. This is the complete coloring of that Celebrity Theater logo. And as always, let me know if you have any questions.